What has habits got to do with wealth? Stay tuned and you'll find out today. Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies. Today I'm going to be talking about habits. Yeah, habits. We all seem to gravitate to the negative, like, oh, that's a bad habit, chewing your nails, or that's a bad habit, doing this or doing that. But you know, good habits are also there as well. Success and therefore wealth creation depend upon developing good habits, getting rid of bad habits in your life. Here's a bad habit: putting stuff off, not getting it done. Create a good habit, plan for it, get it done. Let's get into our points to help you build these good habits that you need if you want to be crazy successful. First one, when it comes to learning, and if you want to step up the rungs of success, you have to learn. You got to use what's the gray matter that's between your ears. So if you want to learn, you have to give it 100% of your attention. 60%, 50% ain't gonna cut it. Believe it or not, either you give 100% or 0%. I know I've done tutorials online through Udemy and other courses, and I'm sitting there watching it and I realize that I have been daydreaming for the last 3 lessons and I don't remember a single thing that they said. And I sat there and watched it. I sat there and watched this stupid thing. But the truth of the matter is, did I really? Did I really watch it? No. Either you give your attention 100% or 0%. As well as when we're learning, you need to start putting that learning into practice, because you only really start remembering and learning when you do. You have to start making notes, learn, make notes, and do it. Learn, make notes, and do it. That's one of the reasons why some of my most favorite courses are, hey, we're gonna build this XYZ. I love it, because then I know, and they show exactly what they're going to build and all the different things they're going to put into it and all the processes that they're going to teach you. To me, that's a brilliant way to go through a course load. And they just kind of get to it, and that's what I really enjoy. You have to almost think of learning like driving a car. Initially, when you first started driving a car, you had to remember everything. As time goes on, you'll stop using the front part of your brain, which is, I think they're called the hippocampus. You're just trying to put it all together as it's happening. You're trying to remember little spits and spurts, and especially when you're learning how to drive, there's a lot going on, so you're apt to make a lot of mistakes. But a funny thing happens. One day, all of a sudden, it gets transferred from the front part of your brain to the back part, where your long-term memories are created, these processes. I can tell you from my own experiences that memories are chained on memories in the mind. That whole chain can contain lots of different facts, but you don't even have to think about it. It's an unconscious effort, and that's what practice does. Practice will bring that information from the front part of your brain to the other parts of your brain, and it becomes a practiced and remembered skill, and you don't have to think about it. So one day when you're driving, you're doing 100 complex things all at the same time, and only when the process changes, something happens, a car drives out in front of you that you're not expecting, then you immediately, your front part of your brain jumps in, because it's like, oh, I've encountered something that I don't have a memory for, that I don't have a way out for. That's one of the reasons why that there's driving centers that offer very defensive driving, where they teach you how to evade, let's say somebody chasing you, how to evade a very serious accident. I know when I went and did my training years ago, I trained to learn how to drive big transport trucks, and I thought that was kind of cool at the time. One of the things they taught you was how to do things in a transport truck that you would not do in a car to avoid serious incidents. And if you were to get into a serious incident, or things to watch out for to avoid a serious incident, or to plan for it as it's about to happen, and they would actually train you. They'd have you go through it and make sure you really understood it. I wish we had really sophisticated simulations that we could actually practice, because I believe that it would have helped out. But it was only through going and getting behind the wheel of a transport truck and driving it and driving it and driving it that I get really good at it. And again, those things became automatic. The next point here is One of the things I found to be able to create products and to do things in life and to be very productive and have productive habits is to find ways to group like work. One of the reasons is I find that every task that we do to get a particular solution to completion requires different taskings at different times. So if you're able to group like things, for example, when I'm doing my YouTube videos, I'll normally sit down and record 2 to 5 videos in one sitting. You notice that I might have the same shirt from yesterday. It's the same day for me, but it's a different day for you. I just leave it at that. I don't keep wearing the same clothes over and over and over again. I group my recording days together. That way, I get my brain and my mind into that place where I know I can get in front of the camera and explain things as best as I can. Later, I'll take those videos and then move them over to my computer as a big group, put them into DaVinci Resolve where I do all my editing, and that's a different skill set, and I try to edit the videos one after another. When I'm creating the thumbnails and when I'm creating the descriptions, I build things together as much as possible, and I have found that to be a very effective way to get a lot done and to also build those memories for those skills very quickly. Before we get into our bonus, just a quick question for you. As I always ask, and I'm going to ask it today, have you subscribed? Be sure you do. If you're enjoying these videos, subscribe and you'll see my videos in your recommended list of videos in the future. Let's get to our bonus here. Now this is a really important one. Whenever we're forming habits, we have to make sure that we mentally and consciously decide what habits we're going to form. Now remember, habits are those conscious memories that become unconscious memories. We can just act on them because now they become a part of us. You'll find that we become comfortable. We become comfortable with those memories. They just treat us well because we know the outcome. There's no stress involved. There's no worry. So we have to always be thinking about the habits that we're forming. When I decide to put off recording a video this today, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'm starting to create a bad habit. I have to sit down and say, no, my habit is a good habit where I sit down and I get the stuff done. I get my videos recorded. You know, one of my habits is writing all my scripts. I sit down and I have designated times and places where I sit down, and all I have is a pen in my hand. I turn off everything else. And I spend that time creating scripts. And I brainstorm those every show that I do here. I think long and hard about it. What should it be in it and what shouldn't be in it? There's a lot of times when I'm creating a show, I discover I have 2 or 3 shows here. Now I've got to split that all apart. It's a different skill set. It's a different mindset. But I'm still working and I'm grouping things and trying to make sure that I'm forming a good habit here. A good habit of making sure that I stay in a process. And also too, here's a bonus that I don't even have on the page, and I think it's really important, and that is having definitive timelines. I have a timeline that all my videos for next week have to be recorded by Wednesday. Reason why is on Wednesdays I sit and I spend a lot of time creating new scripts for the next week coming up. So I want to make sure that I don't have the videos edited yet, but I have them all recorded and ready to go for the week that's coming up. All I have to do is edit the videos. And another habit I have is I know that my videos come out at 7:30 my time every morning, Monday to Friday. So I make sure that before I go to bed, my sleep time is hinging on whether or not my video is ready to go and it's posted, scheduled for 7:30 in the morning. So that's another good habit. I ensure that I just get it done. So make sure that you think about whatever you're doing and form good habits. You know when you formed a habit when there's no stress involved anymore. You just do it. I would like to share with you a video that I actually just recently did. And it's called What Do You Do with Broke? And it's an interesting video. I'll see you over there.